Good morning. How are we doing? Just finished some boxing, Pilates, muscle strengthening, 15-minute session, live from home in here, Devizes outside. So, busy morning. So what I want to talk about today is getting into the mindset of I can eat what I want as I'll just burn it off with the exercise that I'm now doing. So, and when it comes to fat loss in this case. And so I'll give you some background of this one. Morning, Pauline. When you start exercising, it's a great thing. And like I said yesterday, it's about narrowing down on one thing at a time, which is great. But once you've almost exhausted the fact that the fitness has perhaps become a habit, as it actually has in this case for this person. So the fitness, hey Michelle, the fitness has now become kind of a habit for them. And now it's a case of, I'm getting into that space where I've lost some weight, but now I'm just like, well, I can just eat a bit of that because I'm doing this exercise now. But my weight's starting to kind of stabilize. Morning, Belinda, how are we doing? And I wanted to talk about what to do in the next three to 5 minutes, just what to do in this situation and how this actually works and whether that does work. Now, obviously, morning Sue, hope the wedding was good. Obviously it does work on paper, like calories in, calories out. However, the problem with it is if I give this the example of like breastfeeding, for example, and I'm going to use this because it's a bit more relatable with regards to public health messaging. So what they might say is breastfeeding is good for weight loss because obviously they're trying to promote it, etc. But then they'll also say that you need to eat 500 more calories if you're breastfeeding. So those two statements contradict. And the reason I'm saying this is because it's good for weight loss if you don't eat those extra 500 calories, right? But if you're told to eat those extra 500 calories, you're then going to stabilize. So to expect to lose fat and be able to eat essentially what you want by eating X, Y, and Z because you know you're going to burn it off, will essentially mean you're going to stay the same, which isn't a problem and is a great strategy. You should be empowered by that because you now know that if you do have a few more social events, holidays, can you walk a bit more? Can you get your steps up a little bit more? Your everyday activity, it doesn't have to be like structured exercise. This will make a difference. However, if you're using an app and you're like, I'm going to put in this amount of exercise and that will give me 100 calories that I can eat more, you're always going to be kind of chasing your tail with that. One, because chasing exercise that simply burns calories at the time might not give you the body shape that you truly want. And I'll give you an example of that. You take kind of more muscle strengthening exercise, which we know has benefits beyond calorie burning, such as bone health, osteoporosis, arthritis, healthier on your joints, blood sugar levels, aging well, longevity, independence, heart disease risk, diabetes risk, etc. It suits a lot of people in terms of, especially if you have joint issues, aching issues, or you haven't exercised in a while, you don't want to get too high intensity, etc. And it's a great way to gradually build it. You can see progress. So let's say you go into that. The actual calorie burn from a watch or an app, because your heart rate won't necessarily go super high with it, might be lower. However, because you're tearing muscle fibers, that's what happens when you do those muscle strengthening exercise, you're tearing the muscle fibers down, then they recover. This is actually a calorie burning exercise that happens long after this. So just going by that, I'm going to eat that because I can burn X amount, might mean that you chase the style of exercise which maybe doesn't actually suit your goals in terms of your joint health, in terms of any injuries you have, in terms of the body shape that you want to have, in terms of what you actually enjoy as well. There's all these things. Don't forget you can enjoy it at the same time. Also, then we go on to your relationship with food. Hey Joe, hey Teresa, hey Carolyn. We go on to your relationship with food. Like, if we just see exercise as just that calorie burning thing, then it almost becomes disempowering rather than empowering. Like if you think of it, no one talks about, I'm never walking up the street and so people go, oh, hi Matt, how's your bone density going from all that exercise? They'll either go, rightly or wrongly, they'll go, oh, you're looking quite big at the moment, or you're looking quite well at the moment, whatever, or oh, you're looking a bit, at the moment. My nonna used to touch my forearm and go, are you eating properly or not? That was her gauge. But people always go by potentially appearance, but we're forgetting that exercise is way much more than the calorie burning exercise. Mental health, bone density, general health in general, like diabetes risk, cardiovascular risk, all these things. And I think we've got to go back to that point in that how much we're getting from fitness isn't just about that calorie burn. So I hope that helps. And my take home from this is, yes, it does work if you stick to it really rigidly. Do I recommend it to do it rigidly? No. You can do it like a bit more roughly is what I kind of recommend with it. So if you know you're eating out or going on holiday, can you just increase your everyday activities anyway, regardless of that? For example, walking instead of getting in the car, getting your step count up as much as possible, maybe doing a shorter session as an added little bonus from time to time. Just seeing if that makes a difference, edging it up. And then going into, if I can eat it anyway, this is maybe a food relationship question. If we go down into this route, it might just become we need to get more reflective of why we're eating at that time. Are you hungry? How are you actually feeling at that time? How are you actually feeling? What feeling do you want to create? And what are you willing to do to create that feeling? Anyway, I hope that helps. Any questions, just let me know and I'll see you soon. Take care.